Sunday, a day of rest for many, but not those New Orleans Saints. Day 2 in the full pads, the most exciting day we've seen in training camp so far. Heck, we even had Peyton Manning stop by for the festivities. Manning in town at a speaking engagement at the Greenbrier. Texted Sean Payton earlier this week, and it was interesting watching Peyton Manning and Drew Brees compare notes between snaps at this morning's workout. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Neighbors, continuing CST's coverage of Saints Training Camp 2016. You know, one thing we've learned so far, this Saints defense is more organized than it was a year ago. Sean Payton says Dennis Allen prides himself on his organizational skills. Well, it showed up in the results against that high-powered Saints offense so far. Let's go to the highlights of day 2 and the full pads. Veteran linebacker Craig Robertson delivering, the hit of the morning. He's had a great camp so far. And speaking of guys who've had great camps so far, second-year defensive back P.J. Williams, another nice play. Sean Payton gave him a high five after this one. And then you had Delvin Breaux, who's picking up right where he left off last season, very active all morning. Breaux fired up to be back in camp and knows there is no way, no how he's going to hit that sophomore jinx in his second year with the Saints.
I would say it's much easier now just because I'm in the system. I know the speed of the game. I know how everything is going to play out. So, it's just way much easier. I know I can do it now. So, it's pretty cool, man. I just get out there and get with the flow of the game.
Anytime your defense is stringing along plays, that's awesome for the morale of your defense. You know, because now you know you can do it. And so now the whole thing is being consistent. So now that you can do it, we have to be consistent and do it every day.
So while the defense looked great today, there's no doubt who the star of this training camp has been so far. Ironically, he's a second-round pick, but he's been the #1 story. How about rookie wide receiver Michael Thomas, who's had the play of the day on 2 separate occasions. But the great thing about Thomas, he remains modest. Even with that, he's gotten rave reviews from all of his teammates and the most important teacher on this practice field.
Each day, it seems like he's making a play or two. He's got that passion you're looking for, and that, you know, you get the sense he really enjoys being out here competing. It's what you saw on college tape, his practice tape, and his game tape. So it's good to see. He's eager to please, and he has been encouraging when you see him in traffic, and he's got real good hands away from his body.
Yeah, the head coach can't deny the immediate impact of a rookie who isn't acting his age. Michael Thomas made the play at camp so far with this one-arm snag, but he hasn't been a one-catch wonder. So far, Thomas has caught nearly everything in sight, but the best part, the rook is hardly satisfied.
I feel like I could get better every day, take good notes, watch film, ask questions, talk to guys like Cooks, talk to Drew. I feel like I still could develop. I wouldn't give myself a grade.
Thomas's first impression has been first rate, and a byproduct is earning the trust of Drew Brees, not to mention the rest of the offensive room.
He's going to be great. He's going to be a great player. He's a hard worker. He does everything that you ask him to do, and he works on it. I'm excited.
I love that kid. He has a nose for the football, and he's got this kind of just this want to get the ball no matter where it's at, and that's what you want in a receiver, a guy that he just wants the ball to be in his zip code, and he's going to find a way to come down with it, whether there's somebody hanging on him or not.
The rookie seems ahead of the curve and feels acting like a pro is easier when he can solely concentrate on football.
Now I'm a pro, I don't have school now. This is my job. I have to do my job, take good notes, follow the great veteran guys we have here, and just, add value to this team.
Learning to be a pro while learning he has much to learn. The best part for the Saints is Michael Thomas knows he doesn't have it all figured out.
Keep building on that. Don't let it go to my head. Use that. Now that's what they're probably going to expect from me. So when the ball's in the air, I'm probably going to get another opportunity to make that play. So be ready when it presents itself and help this team. It's ups and downs. Coach talks about, sometimes the defense might make a play, the offense might make a play, but someone has to, it's a, momentum game. So if I can start that fire, I'd like to be that person.
So no doubting Thomas so far. He may be related to Keyshawn Johnson, but he's a little more modest than his uncle. Well, we're just getting warmed up in our coverage of Saints Training Camp 2016 style. Coming up next, our daily camp counselor, and we have a guy who's never at a loss for words, the Cajun Cannon himself, WWL Radio's Bobby Hebert. CST's coverage of Saints Training Camp 2016 continues. Time for our highly anticipated camp counselor, and we have a good one today. WWL's Bobby Hebert. Counselor Hebert, I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate being here. Even though it is hot today, it's still not Louisiana hot, not jungle hot, so I kind of welcome this. And hey, the fans are enjoying the moment, the environment, the players. I mean, it's one-a-days. It's not two-a-days, so you should have a lot of pep in your step, so to speak. And I thought the defense is playing with a lot of confidence, having a little swagger, and I'm not concerned if they, have a practice like today where I think 75-80% they beat the offense up because they need that confidence. With Drew, we'll be all right offensively. With the drill that I've really never seen was when they were going one-on-one, the dominance of Delvin Breaux and P.J. Williams. I've done that drill, and I've seen that drill. That's an offensive drill, no pass rush. We used to call it picking chickens. And if you go 20 passes, you should complete 18 out of 20. Well, the ball was on the ground a lot, whether it was Drew, McCown, or all the quarterbacks and receivers. And the DBs got after our receivers. Well, that's very encouraging. And I even think this season, I think if we're healthy, we're going to be fine on the back end. It's all going to be how can we disrupt the opposing quarterback, that front seven.
Talk about this Saints team heading into this season. I look back at 2008. They're coming off 2 seasons where they didn't have winning records. And you look at this year, it's the same thing. But what do you think? There's so many question marks for this football team. Can they make the jump to the playoffs given what they have?
Well, they're going to have to show me. I'm always optimistic looking at the glass half full. But I think they are what their record says they are. They're a 500 team, 7-9, 7-9. I think the upside, 9 wins. And that would tell me they are going in the right direction because there's 2 more wins. I'd hold their feet more to the fire in 2017 because I think Drew's going to still have something left in the tank. The defense will be more mature and more experienced. And I just look at strength of schedule. People might say, oh, you got parity in the NFL. I said, no, the NFC West and AFC West is a lot different than the AFC South and NFC East. I think that's one reason why Carolina won 15 games last year was because of that strength of schedule. You're going to have to pack a lunch and be ready to play when you're playing the likes of the Broncos, Seahawks, Cardinals, Chiefs. I mean, it's going to be a challenge. So I think they can have a really good season and still only win 9 games. And what is that, 9 might get you in the playoffs? Maybe, so you just don't know. But I'm really trying to take the wait-and-see approach. And now I can tell you this, that Las Vegas, I'm not a betting man, but the over and under 6 wins, I would take the over. I would be shocked. Now, 6 wins is a push, but I think they'll be at least still get to 7 wins like they did last year and hopefully have a winning season and who knows, get into the playoffs. I don't know if they'll overtake Carolina. I wouldn't go against them in the NFC South, but be a wild card team, just be training and heading that way. And so far we've seen the defense, they're playing with a lot of confidence and swagger, so that's always a good thing.
Finally, we've talked about the defense a lot leading into training camp, but to me a big question mark is this offensive line. You as a former quarterback know the importance of that. How do you break down this offensive line heading into this season?
Well, they have 2 guys that can play for any team. I think Max Unger is a top 10 center, maybe put him at 6, maybe 6 to 10, somewhere in that range. Now, Andrus Peat, we got to wait and see. I still think he'll have success. He's actually looked good at left tackle, but I think there will be a transition from Streif to him, but I think initially it will be at right guard.
Well, listen, Counselor Hebert, another job well done. I really appreciate your time.
Well, thanks for having me. I'll do anything for you, and especially, you have a relationship with a Bayer Lafouche girl from Thibodeau.
I think it's off the record, though, isn't it?
It's off the record. Oh, well, that's a good thing, though. When you told me that, now I'm even more your friend. Who dat?
Well, listen, I appreciate your time. Catch Bobby Hebert, Deke Bellavia, Christian Garrick. They're the Iron Men of Sports Talk Radio. These guys are always on the air.
Wall-to-wall football.
There you go. That's our camp counselor. Coming up, our quote of the day from Roman Harper comparing this place to Jackson, Mississippi. We'll have that coming up next. Welcome back to CST's coverage of Saints Training Camp 2016. We always end in style with our daily quote of the day, and it's good to see one of the best quotes in the Sean Payton era return to the New Orleans Saints. He, of course, is safety Roman Harper, and I had to ask him the question. Of course, he endured all the tough 2-a-day camps back in Jackson, Mississippi, so how does he compare those to the luxurious Greenbrier camps?
Well, you got to understand, like, it was real deal two-a-days back then. I mean, it's hot. You know, I called my dad. I did not want to – I questioned if I wanted to do this for a living. You know, I had to look at my signing bonus check and just like, am I really going to give this up, you know? And at the end of the day, you know, he was just like, you know, this is what you asked for and you wanted your whole life. You can't just walk away now. So, but yeah, man, it was tough, man. It was a grind. And now look at this, man. We got, you know, I can call room service. You know what I mean? I can go skeet shooting on my day off. It's pretty nice. I mean, we got a breeze. And I mean, I don't have to walk 50 yards up a hill to practice and half a mile to get to change and all these other things. So it's definitely different, man. The mentality is completely different. The NFL is a different game now. And at the end of the day, man, I'm enjoying it. To be able to say I've lasted this long is a blessing and an honor to be able to say that. And at the end of the day, I'm just I'm taking advantage of every day I'm out here.
Yeah, what a difference a few years make for training camp for the New Orleans Saints. We can always count on Roman Harper. Well, I'd like to thank our camp counselor, the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert. I'm Mike Neighbors. That's another edition of CST's coverage of Saints Training Camp 2016 here in West Virginia. We'll see you again on Monday.